Welcome to Pour Painting with Ron. I hope you had a really lovely Christmas and really happy New Year and you're ready for a better 2021. Well, I thought I would start off the new year by trying out something new that I've never tried before. A little bit of an experiment, a little bit of a swipe using two different brands of paint to create some interesting lacing effects. Or that's the plan anyway. Anyway, I'm going to be using today this large canvas, probably a bit larger than I was wanting to use for an experiment, but it's all that I had left. So I'll use this one. I have to go back to the art shop and spend lots of money. But this is a 50 by 60 centimeter thin edge canvas. And just like I usually do, I prepared the back with some painter's tape just to protect the edges and some giant push pins to keep it off the surface of my table. And I've made sure the canvas was nice and tight and level as well to stop the paint from sliding off when it dries. But anyway, I discovered a little while ago that when I use Mont Marte paints and Amsterdam paints together, I get really crazy lacing effects, even when I use just water and paint. Oh, that's what I discovered anyway. So I'm going to use that today to create a swipe. I'm going to be doing the background of my swipe half black and half white using Mont Marte colours. And I mix those 1 part paint to about 2.5 parts Floetrol. And for my swipe colours, I'm going to be using the Mont Marte gold. Again, I used 1 part of the gold to about, or was it 2 parts of the Floetrol. I kept it reasonably thick, or a bit thicker than my base anyway. And then I'm also using another metallic, Deco Art Americana Metallics, and this is the sapphire colour. Now this was a bit thinner, so I used 1 part paint to 1 part Floetrol to keep the consistencies about the same. Now, if you're in the States, I'm using Australian Floetrol, but as I said, the lacing works just as well as if you just use water. So I don't think that the Floetrol makes any difference to the end result, to be honest. Now, my swipe colour, I'm using 2, as you'll see how I'll use those in a little bit. I'm using Amsterdam paints, as I said. I'm using the oxide black, and I'm using the what's this one? White. Well, it is white, of course. I just forgot what kind. Oh yes, titanium white. So titanium white and the black oxide, but you can use any Amsterdam colours that you like. All right, and I'm going to be swiping using playing cards, but you can use bits of plastic or even spatula or palette knife or anything that works for you really. But playing cards are what I'm going to be using today to be swiping with. Now the amounts of paint, I forgot to say, I used about 100 grams of paint, and then I used about 250 grams of Floetrol, and for the colours I only used about 30 grams of paint and about 30 grams of Floetrol, a little bit more for the gold. And my swipe colour, I used about, well, I mixed up too much, but I used about 30 grams of the paint and 30 grams, about 45 grams of the Floetrol. Clear as mud, but anyway, you would have seen all the measurements on that side of your screen as well. All right, well, let's get started. Righto, so here are my colours. Here you see my lots of black and the white for the background. As you can see, it is reasonably thin. I just get a little mound of paint on the surface when I pour it off the spoon, and if I do a little twirly thing, it only stays there about 1 second or so. You could even perhaps do it thinner than that. I may discover that this is still a bit thick, but we'll see. The black is about the same. The colours, not sure if you can see it, I get like a mound on a mound, and the twirl stays there about 2 seconds or so for the blue and the gold, and the black It is reasonably thin. I get a little teeny mound if I pour it off the spoon. They're my swipe colours. Anyway, I'll put them aside and you'll see how it all comes together, hopefully, in a little bit. I hope it looks nice. It's quite a bit of paint, but it is an experiment, so I'm prepared for it to be different to how I expect it. So hopefully you can see all of that. Now, I'm not going to do the black and the white right in the middle. I'll sort of offset it a bit, so I'll put the black down there and the white up there. So we'll start off with I'll start off with the black. We'll start there. Keep a little bit just in case. Now you could use a blow dryer to move it out over the canvas, but I'll just use my palette knife to cover my canvas. Doesn't take too long. Usually I tilt if I'm just going to use one colour, but you can't do that if you're using two. Now I'm just feeling with the palette knife, I don't want to have too much left on the canvas. And I think I've got a bit much, so I'll swipe some off as I go. I just feel there's like gallons on there, and I don't want gallons. I'm afraid my colours might just be swallowed up. Hope it's not going to drip all over the floor. Do want a reasonable sameness. It will flatten out as it dries, but the more even you can get it to begin with, the better. Otherwise you may end up with like a bumpy finish. All right, let's make that level. Like so. Have to clean all the black off. I don't want it in my white. Just wiping all the black off. I think I got it all. Alright, and now I'll repeat the process up here with the white. And we bring it into the middle. I mean, you cover over the middle anyway with your swiping with your other colours, so you don't have to be too pedantic. black on there. Now if it's thin enough, it sort of evens out by itself or levels out by itself. If your mix is too thick, then it won't. I like to make sure my sides are all covered. Still think I have too much. So I'm not tilting, so I can't get rid of excess paint later. Flies love the smell of paint, and I'm working in my garage, so flies have got free reign. Now, how are we looking? Just need to cover all the edges. A bit like baking a cake. Just make sure that side is all covered. No, it's not. And almost there. How's that? Looking good, I think. So I said this is an experiment. I can look back on my video later and see what I might have done wrong if it doesn't turn out, because I don't want to have too much paint on the surface. Now these are the Mont Marte colours, and the other colours I'm putting on are not Mont Marte. Oh, the gold is Mont Marte, but the other one is Deco Art. The Deco Art metallics create a sort of lovely sort of lacing or effects, or you've heard them called pearls, that they create. And then the colour I'm swiping with, the Amsterdam, that creates interesting lacing with Mont Marte paints. Okay, now I'm going to put down a strip of gold through the middle. I said I had heaps of gold, but I can save some for later. And then I'll put the blue on. Now I'm going to get green as well. I'll do a wiggly pattern with the blue. And I might, just with the spoon, put some more gold over the top. Like so. Now, hopefully that will be plenty. We'll see how we go. Now, to swipe with the Amsterdam colours, I'm going to put them on my wall scraper and then dip the card in and then swipe. Now, because I've got black and white, I'm going to do the black up this way and the white down that way. Now, I could do straight lines, but I thought I would do some wavy patterns just to be a little bit different. But before I do, I'll just torch the air bubbles. Just a quick torch to get rid of the air bubbles. All right, now I'll start off with the black. I prefer swiping up, and then I'll turn the canvas around and do the white in the other direction. So a bit of black on there. Then I'll get my card. Now, I hope this works. Make sure there's sort of reasonable coverage. Okay. Ooh, a bit scary. So here we get interesting lacing happening. Let's clean it off. Now, I may not have put enough pressure on it to drag enough colour with the black, so I'll put a bit more pressure on. It's looking interesting. I might start here. And go that way. It's looking fun. I might start down here. Oh, maybe. Oh, that was a messy one. Just colours in the road. Turn my card around, get some more what do you think? Looking interesting, isn't it? Maybe pressed a bit hard there. See if I can fix that a bit. That's better. I might leave that like that for now and just turn my canvas around and do the white in the other direction. I'll just wipe off my spatula and then I'll use the other side to do the white. Just wipe my hands, I don't want black over mixing with my white. Right. Now my white cell activator. I'll start here. Ooh, that's pretty. Change cards. Right, now go into the middle here. Oh no, I'll go this one. Clean off the card. There's a pesky fly buzzing around. It's annoying. gold here. I might put a little bit here. A bit of the blue. Oh, which way will I go? Don't want to overdo it. Ooh. Decisions. Don't know if I'll put another one there or not. Probably not. It'll be all too crowded if I put another one there. Okay, awesome. I like that. Lots of interesting effects happening in that one. Now I'll just give it a torch. Oh, this one is a bit yucky, but I don't know if swiping again will wreck it, so I might just keep it as it is. Didn't really get much green, which is really good. Now I'll just go around the edges to get rid of all the drips. I can see a few spots where I pressed with my card too hard, like down here near the edge, and you expose a bit of the canvas. but I'm afraid if I swipe again, I'm just going to wreck it. So I'll leave it as it is. As I say, if you're mostly happy with it, don't touch it, because then you'll be less happy with it than more happy with it. It's usually the case. They go around all the edges, get rid of the drips. The drips pull the paint off the canvas, and they also look unsightly if you let them dry like that. So you may need to go around a couple of times. My paint was quite thin, so going around once is probably enough. I've got heaps of paint left, so I might have enough for a smaller painting. We'll see. I'll just do this edge, and then I'll turn it around again to the way I want it to look. Well, you're seeing it in the way that I want it to be. Black at the bottom, white at the top. You can play around with the colours. You could use any colours you like, really. Mont Marte in the background and Amsterdam in the foreground, and the Deco Art metallics, yeah, they give really nice effects as well if you can find them. But it's really the Mont Marte base and the Amsterdam over the top that you swipe with that creates the lacing effects. If you use just Amsterdam, you won't get it. And if you use just Mont Marte, you won't get it either. Unless, of course, you use the Deco Art Extreme Sheen metallics, then they'll react and you'll get lacing as well. I hope that makes sense. Right, now I'll see if I can turn it around without dropping it. It's nice and shiny. The metallics will really pop out once it dries and then is varnished. Oh, yes, I like that one. All right, now I'll bring you in for a closer look. Oh, now, I hope you can see that. As usual, I'm holding it above my head. That will bring you down. You can see some of the lovely lacing. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, the gold and the blue. You might be able to see them a bit there, but they just look lovely. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see, oh no, up here I got a bit close to the canvas, but yeah, there's not much I can do about that without swiping again up there. So be careful when you get to the edges with your card that you don't press down too hard and wipe all the paint off your canvas. Oh, but isn't that just lovely? And in the center there, just bring you down through the center again. We get that lovely sort of lacing effect happening. So what did you think of that one? Is that a technique you'd like to try? I'd certainly like to explore that a little bit more as well, using different background colours, different colours on the top, different ways of swiping, maybe wet paper towels and do straight swipes. Well, the possibilities are endless, really. But I hope you have fun. I hope you've been inspired to have a go yourself. Well, as always, if you liked what you saw today on the video, please take a moment to press the like button. Helps my content get found on YouTube. And if you would like to see more of my content, please take a moment to subscribe. Well, I hope you have a really good week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. So, happy painting!